Hey YouTube, Sam here. Well, have you ever got one of those cheap volleyball nets that have the plastic bars that break the first time you try and use it? Well, I do. And so, as I am cheap and want to not spend any more money on one, I have decided to make my own poles. Now, this isn't going to be a regulation thing by any means. They were between 7 feet 4 inches and 7 feet 11 inches. I don't know. I'm doing it at 8 foot, and then I'll show you what I'll go along from here. But right now, these poles are actually from scrapping a fence, a chain link fence. And I got these put together. I got them close on the ends. This doesn't have to be, perfect by any means. And I've lost my mark though. So I gotta measure these out at 8 feet, and I'm gonna take it, and I got my chop saw set up to cut metal here. So that's how I'm gonna do it. You can use a cut-off wheel, whatever you got to cut this. So in order to split the difference but be a little bit shorter, because most people aren't volleyball height, I'm putting my top hole at 7 feet 5 inches, and then I took my old volleyball net here and kind of figured out where that top one is going to be, and then put the bottom one down a little bit lower. That way we can kind of move this up and down a little bit based on who's playing a little bit. In fact, I might even bring that down a little bit more. No, that's pretty good. So now that I got that figured out, and I figured out where I'm marking things, I need to figure out how to kind of drill the holes fairly centered. And I don't know if this is going to work, but I've seen people do this before, and I don't know if I have the right size. I got a small piece of angle iron here. And I'm sticking that up by my top mark where I know I want the very top one. And this is just long enough to go to the bottom one down here. If I put that angle iron on there, it should, in theory, when I make my marks here, give me a straight line so that my holes should be in the same area or close to it anyway. Like, once again, this doesn't have to be perfect, just close. And the next part, some more recovered items. This is actually off of our old laundry dryer thing in the backyard. Back in the day when you used to dry your clothes outside, when everybody dried their clothes outside. I remember my mom doing that. But anyhow, neither here nor there. I stole this off of the one in the back that we no longer use, but probably should. And those will go on in there. I'll obviously have to cut them down, and I'll put a nut and a washer on the back of that, and I will be able to hook whatever volleyball hoop I get here. I can get a couple more years out of the one maybe that I have right now, although it's getting pretty tattered, but it still should last a little bit longer. And then if I have to, I can drill these in different areas if I get a new one. But I can reuse this part and not have to deal with those cheap plastic poles. So I'm going to hook those in there. We're going to set this thing up in my mom's backyard, and we'll show you the end result. And there we are. It's working really good. Had a bunch of kids out here. It's all parties all over, and they were literally hanging off of this thing and didn't have too many problems with it. So this worked out really well. Alright, just a little idea there, tip and trick. Alright, this is Sam, Jack of all, master none. You all have a good one.